Today is a historical day, but perhaps not for the best reasons. We have seen the benchmark indices correct, and on an intraday basis, this is the sharpest drop we have seen since the 2008 crisis. Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil. The Nifty came off by 8.3% on an intraday basis today, coming off by around 868 points and closing below 9,600. None of the Nifty 50 stocks gained today, and we had more than 10 stocks which declined in double digits. We do have BPCL, State Bank of India, some of the heavier weighted companies from the metals space, which would include Hindalco and Vedanta, and even names from the consumption space like ITC, were looking at sharp drops of well over 11%. And perhaps the handful of names which saw curtailed declines was Bharti Infratel, Asian Paints, Nestle India, and Tata Steel. On the broader markets, the NSE 500, we have just about 11 gainers as against 490 losers. Tata Power and Lakshmi Vilas Bank among the few exceptions, but as you can see here, we have considerable momentum towards those stocks which are losing out. So you have Adani Power, Motherson Sumi, which has so much exposure to the globe, it's down 24% on an intraday basis. Glenmark Pharma, Prestige Estates, Adani Transmission, Future Retail, Intellect Design Arena. The list goes on. As you can see, the top 16 names, none, and this is just a decline of as much as 17%. We do have a lot more coming in. It's not been the best of trading days. A lot of analysts are also of the opinion that the pain may not be over just yet, but I'm going to save those comments for my market editor, Neeraj Shah. Neeraj, I'm just going to say
speechless, right?
Now, yes.
Yeah, I'm speechless. It's not every day that we actually get to see something like this, and frankly, it's happening after the index had corrected quite a bit already. Remember, I mean, our highs were much higher than where we are right now, and post that we've seen such a sharp fall. And mind you, the pain may not be over, because as we ended the markets, the Dow futures was still down about 4.5%. So that's a bit of a pain, and therefore the market might ignore all the good news as well. I mean, crude staying lower than what it is. As we shut shop, news about State Bank of India investing into Yes Bank and a higher amount has come into play. I think the market is in no mode right now, and that to distinguish between the good, the bad, and the ugly. And you can see that from the way some of the highest quality names are getting punished, and some of the blue chip names which are trading at extremely attractive valuations normally are still getting punished in trade. Like ITC, a case in point out here, down about 12%, arguably because maybe there could be some, Suti stake sale that could happen. That's the rumor in the street. But HDFC Bank, Bajaj Finance, companies with strong earnings momentum too are getting punished. So this is a classic bear market template right now. And just before I wrap up, I just remember a conversation that we had with Jeffrey Dennis, an expert EM commentator, who 2 weeks ago mentioned that you got to play the markets currently in the recession playbook, which is long bonds, because bonds do well, long gold, gold does well, safe havens do well, risky assets like equities do not. It's transpired like that as of now. Let's see if this lasts.
Well, fair enough, Neeraj. Thanks for that perspective there. Well, no one really has an answer as to whether or not or how long can this pain last. But I am going to bring up a handful of variables here, and I'm going to start off with the India Volatility Index. It surged around 9 points today. It went up around 25 percentage points. It's currently at 41. And the last time we saw the India VIX well over the mark of 40 was back in 2009. Of course, that was when the VIX was coming off from levels of 90, and this is where it was slightly above the mark of 40. This was back then in 2009. After that, we haven't seen the VIX trade above the mark until today, and what this really means is that a lot of these options and your premiums are extremely expensive, which means that say for example an option premium for the 9,000 put, which was going at a rate of 150 yesterday, and considering that that particular put is well over 900 points, well over 700 points away from being in the money. It was trading at 150 yesterday. It is currently closed at 450 odd points, which means that because of the induced volatility, we have seen an expansion and a surge in options open interest. I also want to take a look at how the broader markets have been on a year-to-date basis. And on a year-to-date basis, the Nifty 500 has come up by around 20%. We do have a handful of gainers out there. Sure, so you do have Johnson's Control or Indostar Capital or Shilpa Medicare along with Naveen Flooring advancing. But you also have significant losses in some of your usual suspects, which will include, well, your ADAG companies and, well, also Canara Bank, Dish TV, Sadbhav Engineering. So there have been a lot of names out there in the markets which have lost out significantly. The real question is, can we expect to see a recovery? And if we do, when can that be? For now, well, almost all the experts that we've spoken to today are refusing to call it a bottom. A lot could be in store, but well, the pain is not over at this point in time. Well, on that note, we are going to continue to give you updates on the markets, but for now, it's been a day where things have not exactly turned out in favor of those who are longs in the markets. On that note, I'm going to wrap on the markets, but stay tuned to BloombergQuint for more news and updates.